German indefinite pronouns. In today's lesson, I will show you all the different indefinite pronouns that exist. Indefinite pronouns just for people, indefinite pronouns just for things, and indefinite pronouns for people and things. I show you if and how you have to decline them, and I will also tell you what's the difference between indefinite pronouns and personal pronouns. Hi, my name is Jan and I'm your German teacher here on EasyDeutsch, your YouTube channel for German grammar. Today's topic is German indefinite pronouns. Indefinite pronouns are, for example, etwas, jemand, niemand. All those have to be declined sometimes. And we will switch now into my ebook German Grammar Explained Easily so that I can explain you everything you have to know about German indefinite pronouns. So we're here now in my ebook German Grammar Explained Easily. Today's topic, German indefinite pronouns. So let's go to the indefinite pronouns and zoom in to check what are indefinite pronouns. So indefinite pronouns, like all pronouns, are substitutes. They replace people or things. And you will think now, well, personal pronouns do this too. Well, the difference between personal pronouns and indefinite pronouns is that indefinite pronouns always have a general meaning. Therefore, they can never stand for something specific. So they're never standing for one specific person or thing. Let's have a look at some examples to make it more obvious. So, bringst du mir etwas zu essen mit? Etwas is an indefinite pronoun. General, nothing specific. So just something. I want something. That I want you to bring me whatever food. But if I ask you, bringst du mir einen Döner mit? I am talking about something from Greek. You should bring a döner and nothing else. So here I definitely want a döner, and here I just want whatever, something. Can you bring me something to eat? That's what etwas means. And we have actually three different groups of indefinite pronouns. There are indefinite pronouns that work only for people. There are indefinite pronouns that work only for things. And there are indefinite pronouns that work for people and things. So let's have a look first at the indefinite pronouns that work for people only. You probably have seen that one already. The indefinite pronoun Mann. Often you see this also together with he, she, it, er, sie, es, Mann. Because Mann is simply the general version of he, she, and it. So if we don't want to be very specific, if we are just talking about everybody or a group, something like this, it's very impersonal and can refer to one or more people, and it's always third person singular. And pay attention, you have to decline it, so it can stand an accusative or dative case. That's not very common, but it's possible. For example, hier muss man einem immer alles dreimal erklären. Here you have to explain to everyone everything always 3 times. So here, you, that's the first one, but in English it's always you if you want to talk about something in general, have to explain everyone, everything, everything, all the time, 3 times. A little bit complicated, different word order here, but that's what it means. That's one of those rare examples where you have to put man in dative. Usually it will be enough if you know when to use man. Especially on the A levels, you don't need those. B1, B2, you might encounter this one already or that one. But I wouldn't worry too much about it because it's very rare, those versions, but it's good to know that they exist. So let's have a look now at jemand and niemand. Those are pretty easy because they have their exact counterparts in English. Jemand means somebody and niemand means nobody. And they are both always third person singular and, like all indefinite pronouns, refer to an unspecified person. You have to decline them in theory. But especially in informal language and spoken language, we often drop those declension endings here in dative and accusative. But both versions are completely correct. If you put them there, it sounds better. It sounds more educated. But it's not wrong, and nobody will tell you it's a mistake if you don't put it there. It's both absolutely correct. Duden states both as 100% correct version. If it's accusative, you add an en, and dative an em. So, like always, m for dative, n for accusative. So, let's have a look at a few examples here. Spricht hier jemand Deutsch? Does somebody speak German here? Probably, maybe, or hopefully somebody responds, but in my example, nobody responds. So, schade, niemand spricht hier Deutsch. So, bad. Nobody speaks German here. Wenn man jemanden braucht, ist niemand da. When you need somebody, nobody is here. So that's the exact same thing like somebody and nobody. Difference is you can add an irgend in front of jemand. So, irgendjemand wird das schon machen. Difference here is you make it even more unspecified. So that's just increasing that indefinite meaning, this unspecified thing. So you can say jemand wird das schon machen or irgendjemand wird das schon machen. So that's like, I don't care who, just somebody. That's the difference here. So let's have a look at the indefinite pronouns for things only. There we have etwas. Etwas means something. So here you have this similar difference from somebody to something. Jemand, somebody, something, etwas. They have the thing in there. Etwas is unchangeable, means no matter if it's dative, accusative, nominative, it's always etwas. So yes, you don't have to change it. And it's a replacement for unspecified things or situations. So everything that can't get a gender because we simply don't know it gets etwas for sure. You can also strengthen it with irgend, same like here, jemand. And in informal language, we often shorten it. Pay attention, grammatically incorrect to was. So, hörst du etwas? Do you hear something? Yep, da ist irgendetwas. Yes, there is something. Here, it's etwas, and then, irgendetwas, so something really, I don't know what it is. It's unspecified. And we, in informal language, we would probably say, hörst du was? Ja, da ist irgendwas. But this is, attention, you cannot say this. I mean, in the oral exam, they will not do this as wrong because it's spoken. But in a written exam, don't do it. It has to be etwas. You cannot shorten this to was. In spoken language, you can, but in written language, this is wrong. And where you have to pay attention to, etwas has a second meaning. For example, ein bisschen, ein wenig, so a little bit. Etwas mehr Erholung würde dir sicher gut tun. So a little bit more relaxation would be good for you. Hast du etwas mehr Geld für mich, Papa? Do you have a little bit or a bit more money for me, Dad? Pay attention. Here, it's an adverb. It's not an indefinite pronoun. It doesn't really matter for you what it is because you never have to change it according to the case, but be aware it has a second meaning. It can mean something but can also mean a little bit. So ein bisschen or ein wenig. And then the grammatical term for the same word is adverb. We also have the indefinite pronoun nichts. Nichts is the negation of etwas, and it's also unchangeable. So you don't have to change it according to the case. Hast du etwas gehört? Nein, ich habe nichts gehört. So have you heard something? No, I heard nothing. So nichts means nothing. Heute ist wieder nichts passiert. Today again, nothing has happened. Ich werde heute nichts machen. I won't do anything today, or I will do nothing today, word by word. And please, don't get confused with nicht and nichts. Nicht is the negation of a sentence, of different parts of sentence. And nichts is nothing. There's just an S difference, but the difference in meaning is big. We also have the indefinite pronoun alles. Alles has a strong generalizing meaning and stands for uncountable things or actions. So ich mache am liebsten alles allein. Alles oder nichts. So I prefer to do everything alone. All or nothing. So here we use alles for everything that doesn't get a gender. It's uncountable somehow, and it must be a thing or an action. It cannot be a human being. And again, if you want to negate that, use nichts. The negation here is nichts too. So we are now already at the indefinite pronouns for people and things. And here, a little grammatical side note, they can be used as articles too. If there's a noun behind, then it's technically an article. If there's no noun behind, then it is an indefinite pronoun. But you don't have to worry about it too much because the declension is actually the same. It's always, pay attention, the ending of definite articles. Yes, it makes somewhat no sense. You should use the indefinite article endings, but no. You use always endings. So that means definite articles. It's even in nominative, masculine, you will have to use an ending here for the article as well as for the indefinite pronoun. So ich will jeden Tag Sport machen. That's an article. It's der Tag, or hier ein Akkusativ, jeden Tag, den Tag. Jeder will gesund bleiben. Jeder Mensch will gesund bleiben. So even if we put Mensch in here, it would stay jeder. Nominative masculine. Declension is the same, so that's just a short side note for you. This is technically an article, and this is the pronoun. And the indefinite pronoun jeder. We start with this one. We decline this one like a definite article. I told you that already. And the thing here is the corresponding noun must be singular because it always describes each individual part of a group and never the group as a whole. Jeder will ein iPhone. So jeder Mensch. So everyone wants an iPhone. We describe that every single person in this group wants an iPhone. So jeder Mensch, every single one, every single part of a group. Ich bin mit jedem zufrieden, mit jedem Schüler. So I am pleased with everyone, with every pupil. Wir haben jeden angerufen, jeden Kunden. So we have called everyone. We have called every single customer. So if you have actually something in plural, then you have to use alle. So alle must also be declined like a definite article, and you can guess it, it's always plural, and it describes the entire group. So alle wollen ein iPhone. So all human beings, all want an iPhone. Here, I'm not sure if that actually works well in English. It sounds weird for me. I would also use everyone in English. But in German, you have to make a difference if you refer to the entire group or if you refer to every single person in the group. Ich bin mit allen zufrieden, mit allen Schülern. So I'm pleased with all. Wir haben alle angerufen, alle Kunden. We have called them all. So here, I think sometimes it works in English, sometimes it doesn't. At the end, you can always say, we've called everyone. That's the meaning of this one too, but the focus is a little bit different. If the whole group or every single one in this group. Now we have a look at the indefinite pronouns einige and manche. They also work for things and people. And there you can see if you refer to your thing, you have to use the ending es. Einiges and manches. In plural, they can refer to people and then they just say einige and manche. But in singular, they actually always refer to things. So, and they do refer to something with an indefinite quantity. Einige müssen den Test wiederholen. So, some have to repeat the test. We don't know or we don't want to say how many, so just an indefinite quantity. In English, some. Ich würde manches ändern. I would change some things. Manches, that's referring to situation or thing, not a person. So it's by es. But here we're referring to people, so we have the ending e. By the way, they're mostly used as articles, rarely as pronouns. Difference here again is if you have the noun behind it, it's technically an article. Einige Menschen müssen den Test wiederholen. Einige Schüler müssen den Test wiederholen. Ich würde manche Dinge ändern. Pay attention. If you have the noun behind it, it's not always es here because Dinge is also plural and then it is manche Dinge. Then it's just an definite article word. So endings like definite articles. Also, ein and kein could be a pronoun and then will be declined like a definite article. So you get endings everywhere. You can see that here. The endings are just the same like always. Der, die, das, die, and so on in the other cases. Obviously, ein, doesn't exist in plural. So in plural, if we have something indefinite, we're referring to replacing, we use welche. Kein has the exact same endings here, but let's have a look at a few examples to make it more obvious. Hast du ein Auto? Do you have a car? Ja, ich habe eins. Yes, I have one. Nein, ich habe keins. No, I have none. So here we could also say, obviously, yes, I have a car. Ja, ich habe ein Auto. Oder nein, ich habe kein Auto. Then it's just a regular article. But if we don't want to repeat auto, then we simply use it, the article here, the indefinite article is a pronoun. And the only difference is that you actually have to use endings here, where you usually don't use endings. Gibst du mir noch ein paar Äpfel? So, do you give me a few more apples? Ja, hier hast du welche. Nein, du bekommst keine mehr. So, yes, there you have some. No, you don't get no apples anymore. Here, it's hard to do it in English. At least for me, it sounds a little bit weird. So, welche can only replace ein, not kein. So, here it's plural. And it only works in plural unless it's uncountable. So if you have something uncountable, then we can replace ein with welche also in singular. Ich brauche noch Salz. Hast du noch welches? I still need salt. Do you still have some? Nein, aber ich frage mal Frau Meier. Sie hat bestimmt welches. No, but I am gonna ask Miss Meier. She has some for sure. This obviously has to refer to things because people are always countable. So you can replace ein with welche if it's uncountable. Otherwise, it's only plural. And everything that's countable will be ein plus the ending of definite articles. If you have any further questions about indefinite pronouns, please do not hesitate to write them in the comments below. I always try to answer all of your questions. Also, if you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it yet. That's the best support you can always give me. And if you want to support me too, you can also check out my ebooks. With my ebooks, you get exercises and explanations to all topics in German grammar. You have specialized ebooks in prepositions, cases, connectors. You will find everything there that you have to know about German grammar. So if you want to support me, there you have the link. You also have the link there for my free grammar course. You can sign up for it, and every Tuesday and Thursday you will get a new lesson with exercises and everything from me. And I hope you've learned a lot today and that I will see you again in one of my next videos. And until then, viel Spaß und Erfolg beim Deutschlernen.